Hey guys, it's Mike Hilston here from Real Estate Bots. How you going? Guys, just want to run you through, this is going to include the whole strategy, how you actually use Facebook and Messenger together to get results and build your database. That's the most important part in all this whole activity. And guys, I'm going to share the whole lot with you, okay? We're introducing this new Real Estate Bot service for you. You can do it all there yourself, and if you need obviously us to do it for you, we've got some very reasonable packages which will include setting the whole thing up for you obviously and running it from there. So let's get started. And right now folks, you've got a few options to obviously go out and market yourself to start with to get these listings. You've got good old-fashioned letterbox dropping and a door knock, and obviously you need to have something to talk about when you do go and encroach on somebody and putting junk into their letterbox to start with. So we now have letterboxes with no junk mail on. There are laws around that as well, and no canvassing and knocking on their doors. Second one is email, and every real estate agent office has the same email list. So what happens is people get enough rubbish in their email already. So just putting up and reading all 10 real estate agents' emails every week, I don't think that happens, folks. The next best thing is cold calling. You now have a do not call register and nobody wants to talk with you. And obviously the fourth option here, folks, is to send a letter. I know it's novel, not many people get letters these days, it's generally bills, but you still have to stump up the cost for the stamp. So there's a few things that you do need to put in place. Obviously you're using your real estate portals, okay? They're not going to go away in a hurry because they love taking lots of money off your vendors and yourself. Obviously your vendors pay for it, but who actually owns the data? Guys, here's a reality check. You don't, okay? You've got Facebook and Instagram, the other social platforms, okay? What happens here is you all tend to hit the boost button, and let's not forget the metrics that are being used, such as likes. Most of the likes are going to come from everyone on your page, and I'd say about 50% of those are real estate agents. They're not buying the property. Second bit is you're probably going to actually grab the link from one of the portals, drop that in as a post, everyone clicks on it, they all go back to realestate.com, you've lost that buyer forever. Good one. Your vendor paid for all of that. The other one, of course, is you do a boost. Hey, at the end of the day, guys, you're better off shredding your money. That's like using a shotgun and hoping that one pellet's going to stick. Using Facebook properly, you can target the people who have engaged with you previously, and the best people that engaged with you previously have already had a conversation with you. Okay, and we'll have a little bit more on that soon. Of course, you've got your website. That's great. Thumbs up to you. If you haven't got the pixel in there, I know there's a few coaches out there finally realise that the pixel does exist, but who are they? What's their name? You have no idea. You run ads to pages like this. Have you checked your bounce rate? Okay, you'll find it's out of control. The last one here, of course, is print advertising, but what's the readership like these days? And just go back and see how much inquiry you have had recently. Now, the other thing we've got to point out here, guys, is it all about you or is it all about the property? Only you can ask that. I think ask the question to the vendor, okay, and see what they want it to be. They are paying for it after all. We'll just shot in here. Well, right now, folks, believe it or not, compared to all of that, there is a better way, and we're all going to start with a conversation. Any transaction you do in business will start with a conversation, okay? And the best way to have a conversation, okay, where everything's trackable, is Facebook Messenger, okay? You can generate frictionless engagement, okay, all by having an automated conversation that's going to answer the questions that your buyers or your sellers are going to want in the first place. So why not preempt all of that and actually assist them then and now, okay? Now, these little automated conversations inside Messenger work for you 24/7. It's like having an open home 24 hours, 7 days a week, okay? Again, it's frictionless and you don't even have to ask for their details. And guess what? People don't want to give you their details. Let's get real, okay? The other form is by creating these conversations, you're going to end up with low-cost advertising. It's not hard to work out, folks. And at the same time, you provide all of this, you create more of these conversations. I'll tell you what, you're going to end up with the best custom audience on the planet that you own, okay? Not the custom audience that realestate.com uses, because you're paying for that so they can then use that for their other clients. Never thought about that, did we? And the most important part out of this whole strategy, okay, is to build your database. Okay? Now, with this strategy, you're not only engaging with buyers and sellers and all that kind of stuff, folks, you are segmenting them. What I mean by that is when they come through your funnel, okay, you can easily find out whether they are buyers or sellers depending on the campaign that you run. Now, the other important thing, folks, is, yep, sure, there are other platforms out there that build chatbots, okay? Just find out where they're located and just look at the privacy policy, because the last thing you want to do is have something within that privacy policy that is going to hurt you, your brand name, okay, and obviously your office. And I think the last people that are going to get really annoyed with you are going to be subscribers. So own that data. You own it. The only other people that have access to that data should be just Facebook, because you are traveling on their road after all. So, running through the strategy that I'm going to share with you, okay, I'm sharing this. You can use whatever platform you like, folks. Doesn't hurt me, okay? We're moving on to other stuff right now, so I can share this stuff with you. Right, so here's a case study. We ran it over 12 months. On average, we spent about $10 a day, and this is in a little town of 6,500 full-time workers. We ended up pulling in just under 4,200 of those into their messenger list. Okay, that's the messenger database. That is the one-on-one communication tool globally where you can reach out to these people anytime and it's not going to be engaged. Okay, you'll know if they've seen your question, okay? You've known if they're going to view your videos, okay? It's a no-brainer, folks. It's basically email and phone put together with the internet. It's awesome. Now, what we were getting for this client on a $100 spend, for every $100 we were spending, we were putting 91 people in that list. Okay, that's cheaper than a stamp and an envelope. And believe it or not, the unsubscribes, when this strategy is done right, okay, we do not go out and annoy these people. We nurture these people. We keep them engaged with content that's relevant to them, and we do that through a very, very special method. So your average cost per lead, folks, is $1.19. The average cost of impression, and we see it all the time. This is how many times it's come up in someone's newsfeed. Yep, yeah, we're all getting a cent too. Okay, we all get a cent. It's not hard, all right? And the best metric we had, don't guarantee that it'll happen to everyone, guys, but he ended up with 7.5 times more likes on his page from when we started. Right? It's not bad. So right here, right now, I'm just going to show you how we get these results and where they all come from. Okay, so first up, you've got listings. You run ads just like that. It pulls them in. It asks them whether they want to have a look inside the property. Okay, right there, right then, that buyer has gone into your messenger list. This is where they are actually coming through and telling that buyer about the property. Okay, so we have conversation, we have images, we have descriptions of each of those images. We also have the option there to click on property details if we've got it on their website. In this case, they don't have a website, so we've built it inside our WebView platform. So folks, agents, small agents, independent agents, you don't need a website with what we're about to show you. Okay, this is all happening in Messenger. It happens on every part of technology you have Messenger, including your mobile device, your iPad, your desktop, your Mac at home, the whole lot. Okay, and you don't need a special app. You just need Messenger. And guess what? There's about 1.4 billion people in the world that use it. Okay, so we're going through. This is where we start to work out how to warm these punters up. And if they want to book an inspection, rather than obviously that open home's not available at the time they wanted, we can just take them through a pre-qualification process right here and get an inspection booked. This will generally happen in the first 2 days of listing the property on Facebook. Okay, we're finding out they've just started. We're going to find out their budget. We've pulled all their details. Facebook has their details, folks. We're just asking them to confirm. They don't have to fill out a form like you do on a website. Okay, we're getting their details. Too easy. So I'll just have a quick little thank you. And we'll obviously pop in and have the agent's contact details. From here, on a phone, you can now call the agent and go through to other parts of the chatbot inside your inbox. Okay, so folks, let me stress, all that data, that conversations is accessible from your Facebook page's inbox. Now the Facebook inbox will become a CRM. Why? It's because you can record details inside your inbox based on traffic that come into it. That's phone numbers, email addresses, any additional field that you want. Okay, you can label the person who comes into your funnel. Are they a buyer? Are they a seller? So that way it's going to be easier for you to start searching and running different criteria all inside Messenger. The other beauty about this, folks, is you can stream video through Messenger. How cool is that? Imagine following up and just say, hey Mike, saw you came in, you looked at 123 Smith Street in Chatbot Town. Here's my video presentation. Okay, I'm just letting you know that we've got the next open home on such and such a date. Automated. Okay, so you now got your follow-up automated. Too easy. Okay, so that's the just listed. Now, the secret to the strategy is to have one listing doing this a week. That's it. $10 a day, depending on the area that you're selling in. Okay, Facebook has told me they recommend that we should do $100 over a 7-day period. That's up to you. In some cases we can get away with $50, $100 we are going to see a better result. You can take all those details to your vendor and actually show them what the names of the buyers that have come through and looked at your property. Okay, so it's now about the property, not about the agent. So in this one, if we want to go out and we want to start collecting, find out where the sellers are, we would use something like this. We've just told them the property address has been sold, and we're going to say that the market's hot in their local area, so put the positive spin on, and if they want to know the price it's been sold at, show them now. We're going to tell the story through conversation. Okay, so we're reiterating the attributes of the property. Just one image is needed. Okay, You tell them days on market inquiries, all the usual stuff, and would you like to actually know the sales price? So we're now funneling them through. Each part here we are tagging. We now know how warm this buyer or seller is going to be. So we're obviously pumping our chest going, hey, yeah, I've got an extra 10 grand for this seller. And now we're just reinforcing that understanding the market, you're going to have a better indication of where your property is going to sit at the current moment. So let's pop through, and we're asking them, do they want us to shoot through, obviously, some details. We've now segmented this guy. He's a homeowner. So, fully enforce, okay. We're going to provide them with a market report download. And guess what, folks? We're not going to even ask for an email address. Okay, they click that button. It downloads. It's a PDF. Watch this. Okay, they're going to pull the report down, and I must say this is a heavy report. There are other ways what, but we know who downloaded that report. It's awesome. Okay, so now we can have an automated follow-up later on. Now the question we're asking here, do you want a custom report? Okay, sure. Personalised it, we just need to get some details. If they want a custom report, obviously we need details. Ask them for the double opt-in, okay or no. So we're just confirming their full address so that we can put all that on their report and we know what they're looking at and all that kind of stuff. So get them to type that in, it's not hard. Then they're going to come through, we're going to be asking for attributes, and this is all just press button. Okay, the same with the bathrooms, press button. Going through car, press button. And ask the question. If they were to put a value on their property, tell us what you reckon. So you, as the good little real estate agent, is going to fire around finding homes within a range that's going to make their house look really, really good to sell at the moment, like always happens. And then we get to confirm their number and their email address, okay, because we are going to be providing this report to them. And then off we go. So when they hit that OK button, folks, that'll fire straight through to the agent or your VA, and you can start putting the report together. Best thing is you've got their phone number, you're on your mobile, you can ring them and go, hey Mike, I've just had your request here for the appraisal, okay. In this case we're just taking a photo, so we got that to stick on the front cover of that report, and ask them a few other questions. Have you you're thinking of selling? The other usual one is, okay, well, just wondering, have you made any improvements since you bought that property? So you get a fair idea how much the market's moved since they've bought it, what their improvements are, have they overcapitalised? Obviously you never tell them that. Okay, and they always want their money back, and off you go. So folks, and all through that time you could have been sitting on the beach having a couple of beers and you're generating appraisal leads. Okay? It works, folks. We have the testimonials to prove this. Okay, now here's the next one. The market report is a little bit different. You would use this about once a month for no longer than 7 days. Okay, we roll out, it's your monthly report. It works well monthly, guys, because you're in front of them. You're giving them information, and you're putting your report together, which is similar to what you just saw in the just sold. It'll be the same one, but guess what? We've taken them from that just sold into this funnel. So you're going to see basically the short version from a campaign you're running with just giving them results. Okay, so they're going to come through, and in this case they're going to download that PDF again. We've tagged them, okay, all through this process we've tagged them, so we can basically look up which sellers have downloaded the report? Which buyers have downloaded the report? If you've got a buyer agent working with you, chase the buyers up. They're telling you what they want. Okay? Pass that on to a buyer agent. Okay? You might even get a lick of the transaction when they've bought a property. Or they might have a property that you've already got that you think will be of interest to them, or someone else in the office. The other option is to go look for it. Okay, find out and see what's not on the market but is in your books. Hey, you're the working real estate agent, folks. Okay, that's all you need to do. So cutting out this, and the strategy behind all this, folks, is quite simple. You're running these, most of your leads are coming through at night time, they're being responded to. It's not the usual when they click on a send message button, okay Mike, how can we help you? No, this is actually getting information and asking questions. These will be floating into your inbox, so you now change your whole calendar for the week and you go, right, between 7:30 and 8:30 I'm going to follow up everybody who's come into my messenger inbox and ask them to open up another conversation. Alright? Then find out where they're sitting in the market, the same way you would do it on a phone call. Okay? This is helping you do it. This is helping you manage it. You need to pass it on to a VA. They've got the whole conversation there, folks. You don't need to put all that into a CRM. It's sitting in your inbox. Okay? We can't stress more on how much work this is going to take away from your current process, which is obviously going to give you more time to look after these guys, get the appraisals, sign them up, and I tell you what, at night time, you've got a whole day of inquiry that you can follow up at night time when these people are going to be sitting in front of their social media. Okay, they're going to be up. You're the clever agent for 2020. Okay, now that's just another little viral strategy that we can tap into there, where everybody in the network will find out about it. And again, you've got your built-in real estate widget. This is going to blow this year, guys. There's something coming along. I'm not telling you just yet, but this is going to be easier than doing it on realestate.com. It's going to be way cheaper. Guess what? Your buyers, your sellers, they're all on Facebook. Your coaches are telling you, get on Facebook, use Facebook. This is the easiest way to manage your Facebook profile, your brand, the whole shooting match. Okay? Right, here's some results, okay, from a woe to go over a 20-week period in country Victoria, okay. Over those 20 weeks, folks, 2,237 subscribers. And how do we know they're warm sellers? Because they used that market report and they told us they were sellers. So guess what? You just run a report, see who's been tagged and downloaded as a seller, and get in touch. Not hard. So we've got some video testimonial that will explain all that to you, okay, which is all on the Real Estate Bots website. So it's realestateBots.com.au, folks, and also obviously on our Facebook page. So here's the strategy. We're reiterating. Okay, what do you need? As you saw from that just listed campaign earlier on, the demo, up to 5-6 photos, all with dot points 80 characters long. It's 80 characters long because that's probably how many characters you would have for a dot point on a signboard. Alright? What we're doing is we're getting you ready for your next part of the marketing of the property. You need obviously a good property heading, something that's going to be catchy. The description is short. I mean short. A sentence. Okay? Why is someone going to buy this property? Why would they want to buy this property, and who's your ideal buyer? Your open home times. This is all you need. Okay, so you've got two options. We actually have instructional, tutorial video for real estate bots those who are registered with an active account. You've got it all in there, folks. You just clone and do all that yourself. You can do it. You just need to make sure that you are using a Facebook ad manager. That's with your business manager inside Facebook. Okay, if you don't know how to use that, then we have an instructional video on how to set your campaign up. If you want all this done for you, we can. If you want to save days, we can do it. You've just got to work out how much you value your time at. Okay? That's the only difference between what we do and what you do. So let's look at this. You also have an option here to pay us $249 plus GST, which your vendor pays for. Okay, it's not coming out of your pocket, which your vendor pays for, which will basically will build the funnel for you. So we're going to do all of this. You send us the company assets through a form that we ask. We'll set the ad up. We'll target the audience. We'll connect your Facebook ads to the chatbot, and you're off and running. And we put a budget of $100 on it. Okay? For a measly $150, you get all that. If you do it yourself, work out what value it is for you. Okay? So on day one, we're going to roll that out on Facebook only. Because guess what? You haven't finished all your stuff yet. And you also don't want RP Data or realestate.com to let RP know that that property has started to go on the market on that day. Because every agent's going to click, right, that day plus 30, then we're going to hammer that bloke's vendor. Okay? So what we're doing is we're doing a fact-finding mission before you spend the big dollars on the portals. This strategy works, guys. No matter what coach tells you, this strategy works. Believe me, we have it working. So in that campaign, have a VIP open only to those people that come through the chatbot. Tell them when it's open. When they click on that open home button, we know who's going to come to the open and we know who your buyers are. So you've got a chance before the open home to actually communicate and suss those buyers out. All right? Then on day 5, knock yourself out. If it hasn't sold, launch it on the portals, and at the end of the day, you're just reigniting the campaign. So you're getting an extra 5 days of marketing in place before you turbo it on realestate.com, and God love them, they can take all the money off you because you've still got to use them anyway. Okay, so I'm not saying don't use them. Here's a strategy to start warming them up. You're also going to find out through that 4-day period, you'll get your pitch, your heading, right? You'll work out who your buyer is. You'll find out from the open home what price it's looking at. So when you put all that detail into realestate.com, who are going to then target the right buyer because they have all the buyer data on the planet, okay, because you paid for it, okay, they can target those folks, all right? So that's how to use this strategy wisely. So if you feel like it, knock yourself out on these. We've got, okay, all these testimonials. We've got Sarah here. She actually went through my training program. Okay, we had her chatbot set up. We had her first Facebook ad campaign going for her real estate client. Okay, and guess what? She got a phone call within an hour from her client going, what is going on? I have all these people coming into my inbox. This is outrageous. Okay, we've got our 2 listing appointments and 1 listing within the first 48 hours of implementation, guys. That was from the market report. That's all we did. Okay, it was a 7-day campaign. It was firing within the first 48 hours. Okay, sold at the first open home through the chatbot. This was incredible. This is country, Victoria, New South Wales on the border, in Mildura of all places. Okay, it was launched on real estate through real estate bots on Facebook. Boom. They ended up with a truckload of punters coming through the chatbot. Then a whole stack load of punters turned up for the open home. There was 3 offers on the table. It was done on the Tuesday. It was done within 7 days. Okay? Doesn't happen all the time, folks. Depends on the property. You know, it's like my coaches used to say, if you price the damn thing right, grandma can sell it. If it makes it look great, grandma can sell it. And remember, you can't put, just putting lipstick on a pig ain't going to make it pretty. Okay, we've got Jess down below here. She was running it for an agency. We had to switch it off because the agents couldn't handle the inbound inquiry. Again, the boys down in Mildura, I know Lucas ain't selling anymore. Changes with moving and all that kind of stuff. They were running that appraisal ad. They were getting 7. They had 7 appraisals booked within the first 24. They are active users, guys, and follow up. And then, of course, it works in the bush. Okay, if it can work in the bush, it can work anywhere. We've proven that. Pete's is an absolute ripper story. You should follow it. So I'll just try and flick through here real quick. So these are my details, folks. I also want to let you know that I am going to be running workshops here in Brisbane once a week, okay, where I will train you how to build and set up your chatbot. I will train you on how to set up the Just Listing campaign, the Just Sold campaign, and the Market Report campaign, as well as the strategy to follow over a 12-week period to make it successful. When I'm doing that, I can guarantee I'm going to get 1,000 people in your messenger list. That's if I do it. Now you're doing it, I'm not putting any guarantees on it, okay? Because it's going to be up to you. It's up to you to follow everybody up. It's up to you to, follow the system. The system works. It's proven every single time, as per the videos, okay? The workshop is only going to be 4 hours long, okay? Once you've registered with that workshop, we will ask you for some information. We will prep all of this for you before you go in, so that you'll have a project file so that you can reference back on, and how to obviously crop, change, set up your images and all that kind of stuff, and we'll just follow the system. All right, once you understand the system and we have lunch at the end of it, okay, the objective of this workshop is to have your chatbot set up and live, have a listing running through Ads Manager into your funnel, and while we're having lunch, you start getting leads. All right? We'll probably throw in a competition around who gets the first lead, who gets the second lead, who gets the third lead. Now, these are probably all going to be buy leads, folks, but I'll teach you why you need that engagement activity from an artificial intelligence perspective and how that works with Facebook. It's just going to be a 4-hour workshop, folks. We'll have a special offer coming up real soon. So if you're interested, get hold of me right now, okay? Because we are going to limit it to, in the first case, around about 10, okay? And that could be 5 principals with 5 agents, okay? Because what we want to see happen is we want to educate your principals, the reasons why we follow this and why it works, so that you as the agent do not need to explain to your principals why you are doing this. The strategy is simple. Having your principal there, even if they're there for the first 15-20 minutes, okay, and they get bored and they run off and all that kind of stuff, at least they'll get some form of education on why you should be doing this, okay? The why is not hard. Build your database up. Build your database up. Build your freaking database up, okay? Anyway, PM me. Details are below. Give me a call. Send me an email. Anyway, it's Mike Hillsden signing out. Have a chat with you real soon. Cheers now. Bye.